The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, and verse 4. It's like verse 3. An Ammonite or Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
A Chinese man and a Japanese man cannot enter into the congregation of the Lord.
Even to their 10th generation.
Even to their 10th generation.
Shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever.
And this is why I think a few years ago, when they read that, they started burning all the Bibles and burning down churches in China.
Salaki. When the young brother turned it on, he didn't turn off the mute button, right? So kind of start over a little bit and just go through it again, and I'll edit out the first part. But you was only on here about 8-9 minutes. Yeah, Khan, go ahead.
All right, so the book we just was that right now it's all about the inheritance, okay? The inheritance is belonging to the children of Israel. Matter of fact, before you read that, give me Deuteronomy 32. Let's just start with that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, in verse 8. It says, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
So you got the Lord dividing the people, right? According to the number of the children of Israel. Read.
For the Lord's portion is his people.
For the Lord's portion is his people. Read.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Jacob is the lot of the Lord's inheritance, okay? So no other nation got anything to do with this inheritance at the end of it all. Because Jacob talked to his sons, right, in Genesis 49, right, what will befall them in the last days. This ain't had nothing to do with no other sons, no other daughters that was not from the loins of Jacob. All right? Now, that's good on that. Now give me Numbers 1 and 1, and we're going to skip on down. This is it up.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation, on the first day of the second month, in the second year after they would come out of the land of Egypt.
So the Most High is giving instruction for Moses to get to the children of Israel in the wilderness, all right? After they left Egypt. Not all nations of the earth was leaving Egypt from being captives by Egypt, all right? So no other nation got anything to do with what's about to be said here. Now skip down to verse 18.
Numbers 1 and 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
You know, pedigrees is kind of another word for like your genetics, man.
Right.
You belong to this. You know what I'm saying? This is his son, right? This is the pedigree of his son, right? When you see his wife, you'll see their pedigree, right? Read.
According to the number of the names from 20 years old upward by their polls.
So when they're getting ready to go to war, they're getting ready to let all the sons of the children of Israel assemble according to their families from each tribe, okay? Dividing of each tribe by the chiefs of their tribe, calling down the sons, all right? And they're only 20 years old and upward can get ready to go to war. So they're not going to other nations and recruiting. That's not what's happening here. It's only the children of Israel who Moses was speaking to. All right, now, give me that Deuteronomy. I know Ezra, y'all.
The book of Ezra, chapter 2, verse 59. And these were they which went up from Tamallah, Telhassa, Cherub, Adon, and Immer. But they could not show their father's house and their seed whether they were of Israel.
Right. Now they couldn't see if they were of Israel, but there was instructions for all Israel to assemble. There's instructions for all Israel to gathered together, right? So that they can keep the high holy days. How did those children know to go and assemble? Because they knew they was of Israel and they were keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. It had nothing to do with nobody else. Read that.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 25 and verse 4. And the Lord said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Lord against the sun.
Now this is where you start getting the fear of God, man. Because you start to tell it explains to you what you're supposed to do when you go off. Read.
That the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel.
That the fierce anger of the Lord will be turned against Israel. Read.
And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that would join unto Baal Peor.
Baal Peor, right? The gods of the other nation, right? Read.
And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman.
So this man bringing in a woman from another nation to his brethren, right? Read.
In the sight of Moses.
In the sight of Moses. Now Moses know the law. Matter of fact, we didn't even get to read how we ain't supposed to choose a king. That was another.
You want to do that?
Yeah, bring that up. Hold that.
Yeah.
Because we're in a time of war. We're in the season of election, right? Kamala versus Trump. There's supposed to be other presidents everybody got to choose from, but these two are the only ones that's being picked. So hand-picked, so everybody can just pick out of one of them and get it over with, right?
Right.
But the Lord specifically told the children of Israel, and we lost our heritage, so we had to serve our enemies in the land which we do not know, right? Wood and stone. Now, the Lord gave us instructions on who we're supposed to pick when it comes to a leader over us. Read.
God, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
The Lord thy God is not choosing Kamala Harris or Donald Trump to be leaders over you Negroes. You Negroes are picking them to be leaders over you. Read.
One from among thy brethren.
One from among our brethren. We got an evil eye towards each other. As soon as a black man see another black man, he want to kill him. He want to fight him. He want to take his wife. Huh? He want to take his money. Right? Read.
One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
One among your brethren when we supposed to set king over our people. Read.
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee.
We're not supposed to set Kamala Harris over us. She's not Israel. We're not supposed to set Donald Trump over us. He's not Israel. Read.
Which is not thy brother.
Which is not our brother. Right? So you that's going to go vote, you're going off. Read.
God.
They don't have nothing to do with our inheritance.
And in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel.
And the congregation of all of Israel is all Negroes, man. Read.
Who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Read.
And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin.
And he took a what?
A javelin.
He took a javelin. All right, a javelin is an instrument used for war. All right, it's a sharp spear on the end of a staff like this. Right, read.
And took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Israel.
Hold up. You brought this heathen woman into the congregation of the Lord, and he went after who?
And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust.
And what?
And thrust.
And thrust.
Both of them through.
Both of them. He killed both of them.
The man of Israel.
The man of Israel.
And the woman through her belly.
And the woman through her belly. Why?
So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel.
So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. That man went in unto that heathen woman, got her pregnant, and they knew that. He said, you brought this old pregnant heathen woman into the congregation? Oh, no, we ain't having that. It's called a plague now. That's what the Bible said. We're a plague when we got all these mixed seed, or when we're mingling our seed with the other nations. It's considered a plague, right? There's more on that?
Verse 9.
Bring it up.
And those that died in the plague were 24,000.
24,000 people was killed for doing this. And we forgot the power and the fear of the Lord. that should be enough to have you scared. Like, I'm not going to touch that woman, right? Bring it up.
The book of Ezra, chapter 9, verses 1 and 2. Now, when these things were done, the princes came to me, saying, the people of Israel and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the land.
So they knew that this was a law. They ain't separate from these people of the lands. No.
Doing according to their abominations, even of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, the Egyptians, and the Amorites.
And when you go into the Apocrypha, when Ezra wrote First and Second Ezra, he says in there that there's the Moabites and the Edomites, because he rewrote the law.
Right there.
You want to go and read that? Go ahead and read that. Right. Remember, don't forget, yeah, it's the law of Moses, but after all of our artifacts were destroyed in the first temple, Ezra had to rewrite the law.
Verse 58. 58. Here we go. The book of First Esdras, chapter 8, verse 68. Now, when these things were done, the rulers came unto me and said, the nation of Israel, the princes, the priests, and the Levites have not put away from them the strange people of the land.
Now, notice it said that the people of Israel, okay? The nation of Israel. They ain't talking about nobody else. We didn't put away those nations. Read.
Nor the pollutions of the Gentiles to wit, of the Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, and the Ammonites, Egyptians, and Edomites.
And who?
And Edomites.
And Edomites, right? Read on.
Verse 70. For both they and their sons have married with their daughters, and the holy seed is mixed with the strange people of the land.
Alright? We're not supposed to be laying down having sex with other nations other than our tribes. Number 46.
And from the beginning of this matter, the rulers and the great men have been partakers of this iniquity.
And the rulers, man, right? My brother read in the book of Numbers, the first chapter, the chiefs started going off. And they started going into those other nations and laying down with those women. All right? The chief princes was going off. And start at the top.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 36 and verse 1. And the chief fathers of the families.
And the who?
And the chief fathers of the families of the children of Gilead, the son of Makar, the son of Manasseh, of the families of the sons of Joseph.
These are the sons of Joseph. Right? Read.
Came near and spake before Moses and before the princes, the chief fathers of the children of Israel.
Okay, so now these are the chiefs speaking to Moses about this situation, right? Read.
And they said, the Lord commanded my Lord to give the land for an inheritance by lot to the children of Israel.
So he's saying the Lord told us to give our inheritance to the children of Israel by lot, right? By the lot, allotment, the lot of land that the Lord has prescribed for those specific tribes. Read.
And my Lord was commanded by the Lord to give the inheritance of Zelophehad, our brother, unto his daughters.
You see that? Zelophehad, his daughter, to their brothers, right? But read.
And if they be married to any of the sons of the other tribes of the children of Israel,
if they be married to the other tribes of the children of Israel, read.
Then shall their inheritance be taken from the inheritance of our fathers.
So then the inheritance will be taken from the fathers, from where they came out of, the loins that they came out of. That father is going to lose his inheritance of his daughter, giving to another tribe. Read.
And shall be put to the and to be put to the inheritance of the tribe whereunto they are received.
And then in inheritance, whenever the daughters are received, say a Judite woman was going to marry a Benjamite man. The inheritance of Judah will go into the Benjamin. Right? Read.
So shall it be taken from the lot of our inheritance.
So now the inheritance is taken from Judah and given to Benjamin. Read.
And when the Jubilee
And when the year of Jubilee
of the children of Israel shall be, then shall their inheritance be put unto the inheritance of the tribe whereunto they are received.
So now Judah done lost his inheritance, not only his daughter to another tribe, but the inheritance of his land goes to Benjamin. Read.
So shall their inheritance be taken away from the inheritance of the tribe of our fathers.
See why it's important for us to stay within our tribes? See, in America, they don't even give us our tribe. They just scatter us to say, Emancipate Proclamation, y'all good now. Go and have sex with any woman you want. You just gotta have one. And we are all a conglomerate, one nation under God. Knock it off. Read.
Verse 5. And Moses commanded the children of Israel according to the word of the Lord, saying, the tribe of the sons of Joseph has well said.
So read that again.
And Moses commanded the children of Israel according to the word of the Lord.
And Moses is like, okay, now according to the word of God,
saying, the tribe of the sons of Joseph,
the sons of the tribe of Joseph,
has said well.
You guys said well. Y'all spoke the truth about the law. Right? That's a council. They're having all the chief and the rulers. Read.
This is the thing which the Lord do command concerning the daughters of Zelophehad.
So concerning the daughters of Zelophehad, right? This matter you guys spoke well. And this is what we're supposed to command the sons to do with the daughters. Read.
Saying, let them marry to whom they think best.
Let the daughters pick who they think they want to marry, but
only to the family of the tribe of their father.
To the tribes of the families of their fathers shall they marry. This is important. Our women out here getting Edomite men, East Indian men, Hamitic men, Chinese, Moabites. Bring it out.
I would venture to say they're not getting nobody. See, what it is these other men understand the value of our women, and they're going to put them in check. See, because they're really sold to the highest bidder. It's all about money. It's all about how much money a man makes.
That's right.
So what you going to do? Where's your value going to go when these folks try to get rid of the money? When they get rid of all the paper money and stuff, and they're going to assign digitally how much they think somebody's worth. Where's your value? See, the true value is in the intangible things. That's why the scripture says God considers the men those who keep the commandments.
That's right. The flock
of our nation, those who keep the commandments.
That's right. Yeah, the flock of the Lord's pasture is with men.
That's right.
So the men of who the women is supposed to look toward in marrying, but according to the house of their fathers.
Right.
See?
So shall not the inheritance of the children of Israel remove from tribe to tribe.
So the inheritance don't be moving from tribe to tribe. And this is what we call tribe hopping. I was taught this when I first came into the understanding that I was an Israelite. We got 12 tribes of beautiful women. Why are we going to go outside of Israel to go get us a woman? When we can go to, you can go to Benjamin, you can go to Levi, you can go to Simeon, you can go to Asher, Naphtali, and get us a wife. No, we're not even supposed to do that. Everybody that's in Israel today doing that is going off. Thus says the word. Thus says the Lord. Thus says this Holy Bible. Read.
For every one of the children of Israel shall keep himself to the inheritance of the tribe of his father.
So we're supposed to keep ourselves to the inheritance of the tribe of our fathers. This is magnifying your tribe. Wow. This is why they said the tents of Judah was going to go first. But how can Judah know that they're Judah if we done married them off into another tribe? How? When the tents of Judah is going to be first, because Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is coming back as that conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. You got 23. Finish that up.
And every daughter that possesseth an inheritance in any tribe of the children of Israel shall be wife unto one of the family of the tribe of her father.
And that's why Ezra Tobit said, beware of all whoredom, my son. Beware of all whoredom. Just because of that. Read that again.
God. And every daughter that possesseth an inheritance in any tribe of the children of Israel shall be wife unto one of the family of the tribe of her father.
So she's supposed to be married off to whoever the father knew was of his tribe. Read.
That the children of Israel may enjoy every man the inheritance of his fathers.
It's all about the inheritance at the end of it all, right? Is there more on that? No, that's it. That's it. Now read 23 and start at verse 3 again.
God.
2.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, and verse 2.
Yep.
A bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
Right, the bastard. A bastard, remember back in the day we used to think bastard meant a child out of wedlock? That's what we used to think, but when we started getting understanding and reading and getting understanding from the reading, we find out that was wrong. The word bastard goes into the Hebrew word mamzer, right? Mamzer is from the unused root meaning to alienate for a mongrel, i.e. born of a Jewish father and a heathen mother, all right? So you'll get, some people say, oh, the bastard just means incest. No, why won't y'all read the whole definition, right? Child of incest, yes. The daddy ain't supposed to sleep with the daughter and the niece, okay? The mama ain't supposed to sleep with the son or the grandson, all right? We know that. And then, but in that time, or the nephew, that's right. So we, in context of this particular chapter, goes into the other nations. Read.
Verse 3, an Ammonite or a Moabite,
The other nations
shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever.
because they did that. They did that sleeping, the daughter slept with the father, okay? But now we're going to continue on in context of the chapter. Now give me 7. No, you give me 4. Yeah.
God.
There you are.
Verse
Let's
4.
see why Moab and Ammon ain't entering into the congregation. Read.
Because they met you not with bread and with water in the way,
In the way when we was in the wilderness, read.
when you came forth out of Egypt, and because they hired against thee Balaam, the son of Beor of Pether of Mesopotamia, to curse thee. Nevertheless, the Lord thy God would not hearken unto Balaam, but the Lord thy God turned the curse into a blessing unto thee, because the Lord thy God loved thee.
Because the Lord thy God loved Jacob and hated Esau. Read.
Thou shalt not seek their peace nor their prosperity all thy days forever.
So we ain't even supposed to be going up in they restaurants trying to buy nothing from them, because they didn't even want to give us what we needed when we was leaving Egypt. Now go to 7. Yup.
Verse 7, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 7.
Bring it out.
Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt not abhor an
Thou
Edomite.
shalt not do abominably to the Edomites, the so-called white people. Read. Caucasians.
For he is thy brother.
For he is thy brother.
Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou was a stranger in his land.
For thou was a stranger in the land of Egypt for 400 years, right? So read on.
Verse 8, the children that are begotten of them shall enter into the congregation of the Lord in their 3rd generation.
So the children that are begotten of Egyptians and Edomites only, okay? And what that means is when Israel was to sojourn in those places, that if they did get those women, right, the only people that could make it into the congregation was the third generation, which he mentioned.
Right.
All right. What happened to the first and second generation? The Lord said that they was defiled. All right. They were defiled. Give me Wisdom of Solomon 4:4.
And Salakia, just to further clarify what the brother was saying, that means that the woman would have to be an Israelite woman.
The woman has to be an Israelite
Each
woman.
time, each generation,
Right.
to
So
get that person out of that blood.
right. So if the first generation has a child, the first it said that the Jewish man and a heathen woman has a child, that's the first generation child. Can't enter into the congregation. That child got to get an Israelite woman to bring into the second generation child, and that second generation child got to get an Israelite to bring in the third generation to be holy again. That's why Exodus 25, read. Go.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them.
Thou shalt not bow down to Baal Peor. Thou shalt not bow down to Chemosh. Thou shalt not bow down to Allah, Buddha, and all these other false gods. Read.
Nor serve them.
Don't serve them. Read.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God,
The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is a very jealous power. Read.
visiting the iniquity of the fathers
Uh-huh.
upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
See, these are the ones that the Lord deemed holy, separated from the first and second generation heathens. All right. Now give me go back to that. Yup. Finish reading 8.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 8. The children that are begotten of them shall enter into the congregation of the Lord in their third generation.
In their third generation, which we just read, where the Lord is visiting. All right. He's not visiting the first and second generation. Read.
When the host goeth forth against thine enemies,
And when the host goes forth against the enemy, which we read in Numbers, the first chapter and the first verse, read.
then keep thee from every wicked thing.
Every wicked thing is the other nations ain't got nothing to do with the law, statutes, and commandments. Read.
Verse 10. If there be among you any man that is not clean by reason of uncleanness,
Now it could be you having sex, or it could be you a first and second generation of the heathen, begotten of them, right? Read.
that chanceth him by the night,
Read.
then shall he go abroad out of the camp.
So you can't even come into the camp. Read.
He shall not come within the camp.
Now he can't even come into the congregation of the camp. Read.
But it shall be when evening cometh on, he shall wash himself with water, and when the sun is down, he shall come into the camp again.
Read.
Verse 12. Thou shalt have a place also without the camp, whether thou shalt go forth abroad.
Now this is first and second generation right here. Read.
And thou shalt have a paddle upon thy weapon. And it shall be when thou wilt ease thyself abroad.
Look, this is like the reserves, right? We got the military. Then you got the reserves. Read.
Thou shalt dig therewith and shalt turn back and cover that which cometh from thee.
Read.
Verse 14. For the Lord thy God walketh in the midst of thy camp.
So the Lord will walk within thy camp. These are instructions on how we're supposed to walk in our congregations. First, second, and third. Read.
To deliver thee and to give up thine enemies before thee.
To give up the enemies before us, right? Go on.
Therefore shall thy camp be holy,
And our camp was supposed to be holy, separate unto the Lord. Read.
that he see no unclean thing in thee.
That's very heretical, right? That's a part of our inheritance, right? To be cleansed, to be clean, and not defiled by these nations. Give me that. Give me Jeremiah 25.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4 and verse 1. Better it is to have no children.
What?
Better it is to have no children
Better it is to have no children
and to have virtue.
than to have virtue.
For the memorial thereof is immortal, because it is known with God and with men. When it is present, men take example at it. And when it is gone, they desire it.
Read.
It weareth a crown
Read on.
and triumpheth forever,
Uh-huh.
having gotten the victory, striving for undefiled reward.
Striving for undefiled rewards. That's what we trying. That's what we striving for perfection, right? In our tribes, man. Magnifying our race. Read.
But the multiplying rod of the ungodly shall not thrive,
And that's a cut. The multiplying rod of the ungodly, root of the ungodly, right? Read.
nor take deep rooting from the bastard's lips.
Now there we go. No take deep root from bastard's lips. Those are the mamzers that's trying to tell us they are part of our congregation. They're part of our covenant. Read.
Nor lay any fast foundation.
Uh-huh.
For though they flourish in branches for a time,
Though they flourish in our branches for a time, right? You got mongrels sleeping with our sisters, and then they bring forth these mamzers. They bring forth the mamzers. For a short time, they be around us, right? Read.
yet standing not last, they shall be shaken with the wind.
So the Most High God's going to shake them up in that destroying wind in Jeremiah 51:1. Read.
And through the force of winds, they shall be rooted out.
And that's dealing with the ICBM, the thermonuclear missiles that's coming to destroy this place for us mixing and mingling with the other nations. Read.
The imperfect branches shall be broken off.
The imperfect branch is going to be burnt away, man. Burnt to a crisp, man. Read.
Their fruit unprofitable,
They're unprofitable, man. They mean you nothing. Read.
not right to eat.
Not right to eat. I can't even get doctrine from them, man. Let them alone. Read.
Yea, meat for nothing.
Meat for what?
For
They
nothing.
ain't good for nothing, man. You're supposed to drink systems of your own waters, their own people, man. Read.
For children begotten of unlawful bed
Now you laying down with these heathens, it's called an unlawful bed, right? Read.
are witnesses of wickedness,
Of what?
fornication
Man, right? Illicit fornication. Read.
against their parents in their trial.
And then now you gotta blame your mommy and daddy for sleeping with a heathen. All right? Does you got something? Bring it up. And 20.
Come. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 25, verse 20. And all the mingled people,
And all the who?
mingled people,
There it is. Well, ain't no mingled people. Ain't no mixed people in the Bible. And all the mingled people.
and all the kings of the land of Uz, and all the kings of the land of the Philistines, and Ashkelon, and Azza, and Ekron, and the remnant of Ashdod,
All he.
Edom, and Moab, and the children of Ammon,
Everybody we read in Ezra, in first Ezra, read.
and all the kings of Tyrus, and all the kings of Zidon, and the kings of the isles which are beyond the sea, Dedan, and Tema, and Buz, and all that are in the utmost corners, and all the kings of Arabia, and all the kings of the mingled people
All the kings of the mingled people. Here we go.
that dwell in the desert,
Uh-huh.
and all the kings of Zimri,
Uh-huh.
and all the kings of Elam,
Bring it out.
and all the kings of the Medes, and all the kings of the north, far and near, one with another, and all the kings of the world which are upon the face of the earth, and the king of Shishak shall drink after them.
And look, we ain't supposed to be dealing with them, man. You got all the women like, I'm gonna go to Dubai. They got some rich men out there. They said all the kings of the world. That's it on that. Yeah, these are all heathen, man. These are all heathen, man. So we have to understand that inheritance, man, belongs to Israel. Matter of fact, give me Revelations 22. Revelations 21. Right?
21:12. 21:12. Okay.
Yeah.
21:1. And then go to 12.
Right? This inheritance is all about the inheritance what the children of Israel is going to receive at the end. Nobody else. Read.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 21 and verse 1.
Huh?
And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea.
Huh? Oh, Slacky, read it again.
God. Revelation 21 and 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth.
Yep.
For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
The first heaven and first earth being passed away, that's after the nuclear missiles, when the ICBMs blow America to smithereens. And everybody gonna die in this thing. Read.
And there was no more sea.
And there was no more sea. Read.
And I, John, saw the holy city,
Uh-huh.
New Jerusalem,
New Jerusalem,
coming down from God
Uh-huh.
out of heaven,
because they was preserved. Those were the remnant that was saved from destruction. Read.
prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
Uh-huh.
And I heard a great voice out of heaven, saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men,
The tabernacle of God is with men. That's that flock of the Lord's pasture, right?
and he would dwell with them,
Uh-huh.
and they shall be his people,
Uh-huh.
and God himself shall be with them.
So he's going to only be with them. Now skip to verse 12. Verse 12.
Revelation 21 and 12. And had a wall great and high,
Uh-huh.
and had 12 gates.
This is the building of the new temple, man. That final temple that no one's going to be able to destroy or be taken from the children of Israel. Read.
And at the gates 12 angels,
Uh-huh.
and names written thereon,
Uh-huh.
which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
And guess what? That's the inheritance we're waiting for. It's all about the inheritance at the end, y'all. No other nation got anything to do with that, man. If you ain't of the stock or the seed line of the 12 patriarchs of Israel, this ain't for you. Put the Bible down. Give it back to us. But guess what? Daniel said, we're going to come and take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, ever and ever. All right, and with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai and say, Kwam Yasharallah,
Kwam Yasharallah,
Kwam Yasharallah,
Kwam
Kwam
Yasharallah,
Yasharallah, and death to America.
Death to America.
In and out.